Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashpika, the channel where we talk a lot about making and selling digital products. In today's video, we're gonna be making a simple yearly planner in the Photoshop. It's another Photoshop tutorial. I really love these tutorials, making them and uploading these videos. So hopefully this video will also going to help you. This is just one of the way to make a planner. Obviously there are so many ways in which you can do it. Let's get started with that. Before go pakasa click the like button, guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video, consider subscribing, hit the bell icon. Whenever I'm gonna upload your videos, you're gonna get notified about it. Also, if you are looking forward to making and selling digital products, then I have a PDF download. That's a workbook planner that will going to help you getting started with selling digital products, making them ideal client avatar, selling on the platform, scaling the business. Everything is there. It's a PDF download that you can grab it. The link is in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, currently we are in the Photoshop, so I'm gonna be taking up a new canvas. You can choose whatever size you want to choose. I'm gonna keep it as a 6 by 9 inches because I feel like that is kind of like an ideal size for me to make my digital products. It depends on you. Okay, then you can keep the resolution 72 RGB color mode. You can keep the background content as white, or either you can keep it as a transparent or select a specific color and then click OK. Boom, we have selected the transparent one because we're going to be using a filter option to create that particular fluid painting effect. So that's why I've taken a transparent. You can take whatever color you want to. So I'm gonna be taking up the gradient tool in the Photoshop because I'm gonna have kind of like a background over here. You can use any tool, brush tool, pen tool, or you can import a graphic as well. It entirely depends on you. So I'm gonna be selecting a particular gradient over here. You can select any gradient, and then I'm gonna be using this method to create a gradient, and you can see how it's actually looking. Until you're done with that, you can repeat the process. I'm gonna use the auto tone option to set the auto tonality for the particular gradient. You can do it the way you want to. Now I'm actually using a liquify filter option in the Photoshop, and this filter option is pretty great when it comes to getting a marble effect or liquefied paint effect. And I'm gonna be having this particular as a background, and then we're gonna be adding the stuff for yearly planner. So I'm gonna be using this filter. You can do it the way you want to. On the right hand side, you're gonna see a lot of the options. You can increase and decrease the size of it. You can change the different stuff, and you can do the way you want to. So what you have to do, you have to take the circle and you can see and adjust the sizes over here depending on that, and then you just have to rotate it, and you can see how I'm actually rotating it. The more you rotate, the more you're gonna create a fluid paint effect that you're seeing right now. You can do it the way you want to. You can see which color you want to keep it as a more dominant. Either you want to have a more light or either you want to have a dark. Just play around with that and be creative as much as you can depending on how light you want or how dark you want, how easily colors you want to blend. Once you're done with that, simply click OK, and now you have this beautiful background for the particular planner that we are making. So now we're gonna proceed towards further on. Now I'm gonna be using a text tool, okay, because we're gonna be using some fonts over here. So I'm gonna be using this horizontal text tool over here. You can pick up whatever font you want to pick up in the Photoshop, because we're gonna be using for our heading and then also for the boxes where we can write the different stuffs. I've actually selected the font. You can very well select the font, or you can import your own fonts. Select the size, the color of the text that you want, and then go over to the area where you want to actually type and just click. So you could see the font size that I've chosen is very small. So I'm gonna write it down right now, and we're gonna be increasing its size because that would be the heading. It's very small. You could see I've written down a yearly planner. So I'm gonna select all font and I'm gonna be increasing its size. That's the most important factor. So you could see I've actually increased the size. Now it's kind of like looking as a yearly planner, the heading, but I think again I need to decrease the size a little bit more because 60 pt was very big. So I've actually selected a 42. I think it's fine. You can select your own respective sizes if you want bigger, small, whatever it is. Then actually align this particular text, the up, down, later on, whatever it is, guys, okay? And then I'm gonna be using some of the shape tools. For the shape tool that I'm using over here is a rectangle. You could set the gradients, or you could choose the specific color for your shape tools as well. So I'm going to be selecting a specific color over here depending on the color theme that I have for my digital product, this yearly planner, whatever you call it. I'm going to be taking and dragging this box, and I'm going to be having this box over here. Now I'm going to be duplicating this particular layer because we want the 3 more boxes. You could very well drag the boxes again and again, but I want the exact size and shape. So I'm going to be duplicating these layers 3 times so that I'm going to be having the three exact boxes of the similar size and shape. And then I'm gonna be selecting on the right hand side of all the individual layers of these text, and we're going to be drag them to their respective position. So you could see I'm actually selecting the individual box layer and actually placing them on the respective position. The same thing you could do over here. You could drag them to the respective positions. Just align them to the respective sizes. The way I'm doing it, you could see the respective position, not sizes. So now I'm going to be changing its color of these boxes. We can change the color, or you could also use a gradient over here, or the different styles. I'm going to be taking a little bit of the different color over here. You could see I've changed the color for this one because you could see the blue, red and green or orange, kind of like a background we are having with the fluid paint effect, and that's what I'm doing over here. So I'm going to take a gradient tool over here. I'm going to see the color which is kind of like a matching with the background and also matching with the entire theme of the planner that I'm making. Obviously you can come around with your own stuff and you can play around with the colors, and you can play around with the gradient tool as well and create a beautiful gradient mixing the different varieties of the colors together. So let me just pick up this specific color. So I have selected this particular specific color. You could see how it's actually looking. You can set the opacity as well for this particular color. You could do the same way I'm doing it, or you can add your own specific touch. And I'm going to be selecting another box layer, and we're also going to be changing its color and seeing how it's actually going to look like. So I'm again going to go back and choose the gradient tool over here, the one that we have selected for the previous box. The same thing I'm going to do or a little bit different over here. We'll see. So you could see when we are increasing or decreasing the opacity, how this particular box is actually looking over here, and you can adjust according to it. So you can see how I'm actually adjusting the color of this particular box tool and how I'm actually doing it. You can repeat the same process the way I'm doing it, or you can create your own version. Until you're done with that, keep on changing the colors and see how the blending will going to look in your respective color box. Now I'm going to actually change its opacity because it's not getting the stuff which I want. So I've actually changed its opacity and make it a little bit more transparent. So the background which is there, which will going to be visible from the box, and that's kind of the stuff I'm doing over here. Now I'm going to be seeing that the two boxes are kind of like a similar color and the rest two boxes are kind of like a similar color. Now I'm going to be using a text tool for the subheading for these boxes. So I'm going to decrease the size of my text. You can choose a different font, or you can do a lot of the stuffs over here. And we're going to be typing in all these four individual boxes using the specific size. Now this one I've actually typed in the first box, and you could see is actually going outside. So I'm actually selecting this text layer and we're gonna bring it up to the box so that it's actually visible from the box. Now you can see we have written down the yearly goals over here. So let me arrange this particular yearly goals text into the respective position on this particular box. The same thing you could do very well over here. Now we're going to be using a second box, and we're going to be typing the subheading for the second box as well. So make it appropriate, and then we're going to be readjusting the position of that particular text. So writing down in the second box is kind of like an important task. Or you could write urgent task, or you could write to-do list. It entirely depends on you, the way you could proceed it. So I'm going to be realigning them later on. I'm going to be typing down in the third as a notes. Then the fourth one, that's the last box, which kind of like a third box, not last, but I'm going to be typing something over here as well, so that all the boxes have their own subheadings. I'm writing over here the meals and water, because I think that's also the important part of the planner, not just the work or task or goals. We also have the meals and taking the care of our health. So that's what I'm including. You could actually omit that if you don't want in the yearly planner. You could write all these subheadings depending on what kind of stuff you want to write in your own yearly planner. It entirely depends on you. Okay, so I'm just writing based on what exactly I want to write over here. I'm going to be realigning all the individual subheadings in these boxes so that they are in the respective positions. You could see how it's actually looking over here. Once you're done with that, you can simply save this particular file, the yearly planner, at any file format, JPEG, PNG, PDF, or whatever file format you want to save in. You could very well name the file, and then you can very well save it, and you could simply save it. So that's a simple way to make a yearly planner. You could obviously add your own touch and specific stuff to that. This is just one of the ways. So we have made the planner and we have actually saved it. If you find this tutorial useful, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you want more such videos, or any video requests are really welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye guys.